I want to reveal to you why these words hold such tremendous power and how you can use them to manifest everything you've ever desired. You see, most people spend their entire life searching outside themselves for power, for permission, for validation. They believe their desires must be achieved through hard work, struggle, and external forces. But I tell you this, all power resides within your own consciousness. When you declare, I am the power, you are acknowledging the fundamental truth of existence. You are recognizing that the force that moves the stars and grows the flowers is the same force that flows through your consciousness. Let me tell you something profound about these 4 words. When you speak them, you're not making a mere affirmation. You're declaring your true nature, your essential being. You're acknowledging the creative force within you. Consider this. Every great achievement in human history began with someone recognizing their inner power. They didn't wait for external permission. They didn't seek validation from others. They understood that all power flows from within. You see, most people have it backwards. They say, when I have this, then I will be powerful. But I tell you this, you must first assume your power, and then all things become possible. These 4 words, I am the power, are not just words to be spoken. They must be felt. They must be lived. They must become your dominant state of consciousness. Let me share with you what happens when you truly embody these words. The entire universe must reorganize itself to reflect your new self-concept. This is not metaphysics. This is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about what you want to manifest. But I tell you this, manifestation is not about getting something you don't have. It's about revealing what already exists within your consciousness. When you declare, I am the power, you're not creating power. You're acknowledging what has always been true. This recognition changes everything. Your entire world must shift to align with this declaration. You see, most people approach manifestation like beggars, hoping and wishing for their desires to be granted. But when you know I am the power, you approach life as a creator, knowing that what you decree must manifest. Let me share something profound about consciousness. Your consciousness is the only reality. Everything you see in your world is simply consciousness made visible. Therefore, when you declare I am the power, you're literally reshaping your entire universe. Think about this. Every morning when you wake up, you're either reinforcing your powerlessness or claiming your power. There's no neutral position. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption is either aligning with I am the power or denying it. You see, these 4 words are not just a positive affirmation. They are a recognition of the fundamental truth of your being. When you truly grasp this, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. Most of you have been taught to look for power in external circumstances, in money, in relationships, in social status. But I tell you this, all these things are merely effects. The cause lies in your consciousness. Consider what happens when you truly know, I am the power. You no longer beg, you no longer plead, you no longer hope. You simply decree, and by law, your decree must manifest. Let me share with you why these words are so transformative. When you declare, I am the power, you're shifting your entire self-concept. You're no longer seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as the creator of circumstances. You see, most people spend their lives reacting to what they see. But when you know I am the power, you understand that what you see is simply your consciousness pushed out. Therefore, to change what you see, you must change your consciousness. Think about this. Every great achievement began with someone knowing they were the power. They didn't wait for conditions to change. They changed conditions by changing their consciousness. Let me share with you what happens in the depths of consciousness when you truly embody these 4 words. Your entire world begins to reorganize itself to match your new self-concept. You see, most people believe their circumstances dictate their state of being. But when you declare, I am the power, you reverse this process. Your state of being now dictates your circumstances. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There is no middle ground. When you truly grasp these four words, you cease giving power to external conditions. Let me tell you something profound about manifestation. When you know I am the power, you stop asking how things will manifest. You understand that the power that knows the way will make the way. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your problems, your limitations, your obstacles. But I tell you this, these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten I am the power. You see, when you truly embody these four words, you enter a new dimension of being. In this dimension, problems don't need to be solved. They simply dissolve in the light of your consciousness. Think about this. Everything you see in your world right now is the result of your previous concepts about yourself. Change the concept by knowing I am the power, and your world must change. Let me share with you the true meaning of these words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a positive statement. You're acknowledging your true identity. Most of you have been taught to look for causes outside yourself. But when you know I am the power, you understand that you are the only cause in your world. Consider this carefully. Every condition in your life right now is simply a shadow of your consciousness. When you truly know I am the power, you cease fighting shadows and start changing consciousness. Let me tell you about the transformative nature of these four words. When you declare I am the power, you're not just changing your thoughts. You're changing the very foundation of your reality. You see, most people live their entire lives believing they're victims of circumstances. But when you truly embody I am the power, you understand that circumstances are merely reflections of consciousness. Consider what happens when you wake up each morning knowing I'm the power. Suddenly, obstacles become opportunities. Problems become possibilities. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate your creative power. Let me share something profound about these words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a future promise. You're claiming a present reality. This distinction changes everything. Most of you sit here thinking about what you want to create in your future. But I tell you this, there is no future creation. There is only present assumption. When you know I am the power, you understand that what you assume now must manifest. You see, these four words are not just a statement. They are a complete shift in consciousness. When you truly embody them, you cease looking outside yourself for anything. Think about this. Every time you say, I can't, or it's too difficult, you're denying these four words. You're giving your power away to external conditions. Let me tell you what happens when you consistently maintain this consciousness. Your entire world must reshape itself to reflect your new self-concept. Most of you have spent years accumulating evidence of your limitations. But when you know I am the power, you understand that all past evidence is irrelevant. Only your present assumption matters. Consider this. Every great achievement in your life began with a shift in consciousness. When you knew you could, you did. These four words simply make this knowing permanent. Let me share with you something profound about these four words that most will never understand. When you declare, I am the power, you're not just making a statement. You're activating the very force that created the universe. You see, most people spend their lives waiting for permission to be powerful. They wait for the right circumstances, the right credentials, the right moment. But I tell you this, the only permission you need is your own recognition that I am the power. Consider what happens in your world when you truly embody these words. Your relationships change because you no longer seek power from others. Your work transforms because you no longer depend on external validation. Your entire life shifts because you're operating from a new dimension of consciousness. Let me tell you about the subtle shift that occurs when you consistently maintain this state. You stop asking, when will my desire manifest? Because you understand that manifestation is not a future event. It's a present moment recognition. Most of you have been taught that power is something to be acquired. But when you declare I'm the power, you understand that power is your natural state. Everything else is learned powerlessness. You see, these four words challenge everything you've been taught about. Cause and effect. When you know I am the power, you understand that consciousness is the only cause and everything else is effect. Think about this. Every time you say, I hope or I wish, you're denying these four words. You're placing power outside yourself in some future event or external circumstance. Let me share with you what happens when you maintain this consciousness consistently. Your entire world must rearrange itself to match your new self-concept. This is not theory, this is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your past failures, your current limitations, your future obstacles. But I tell you this, all of these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten I am the power. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There is no neutral ground. When you truly grasp these four words, you cease giving power to anything external. Let me reveal to you the deeper meaning behind these four words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a casual statement. You're aligning yourself with the fundamental creative force of the universe. You see, most people live their entire lives believing that power lies in their actions, their resources, their connections. But I tell you this, all these are merely expressions of consciousness. When you know I am the power, your actions flow from this knowing. Consider what happens when you approach each day from this consciousness. You no longer wake up wondering what the day will bring. You wake up knowing that you bring to the day whatever you decree in consciousness. Let me tell you about the transformation that occurs when you live from these four words. You stop seeking validation from others because you understand that all validation comes from within. You stop fighting circumstances because you know that circumstances are merely shadows. Most of you have spent years trying to change effects while leaving the cause untouched. But when you declare, I am the power, you go straight to the cause, your own consciousness.
You see, these four words contain within them the secret of all creation. When you truly embody them, you understand that everything in your world is simply your consciousness pushed out.
Think about this. Every time you blame external conditions for your state, you're denying these four words. You're giving away your creative power to shadows. Let me share with you what happens when this consciousness becomes natural to you. You stop asking, how will this happen? Because you understand that the power that knows the way will make the way. Most of you sit here thinking about what's possible and what's impossible. But I tell you this, possibility and impossibility exist only in consciousness. When you know I am the power, all things become possible. Consider this. Every limitation in your life right now exists only because you've accepted it in consciousness. When you truly embody these four words, all limitations dissolve. Let me share with you something profound about these four words that will forever change how you view manifestation. When you declare I am the power, you're not just speaking words. You're awakening to your true identity. You see, most people spend their lives seeking power through achievement, through accumulation, through recognition. But I tell you this, all seeking ends when you realize that you are what you've been seeking. Consider what happens when you truly grasp these words. You stop looking for signs, you stop waiting for permission, you stop seeking approval, because when you know I am the power, what else could you possibly need? Let me tell you about the shift that occurs in your relationships when you embody these words. You no longer need others to complete you, to validate you, to empower you. You become complete within yourself, and paradoxically, this completeness attracts more fulfilling relationships. Most of you have been taught that power comes from doing. But when you declare I'm the power, you understand that power comes from being. Your doing then flows naturally from your being. You see, these four words revolutionize your entire approach to manifestation. You stop trying to make things happen and start allowing them to unfold from your consciousness. Think about this. Every time you say, I'll try or I hope, you're actually denying your power. You're placing the fulfillment of your desires in some uncertain future. Let me share with you what happens. When you maintain this consciousness consistently, your entire world must reshape itself to reflect this new self-concept. This is not magic, this is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about what you need to do to manifest your desires. But I tell you this, Manifestation is not about doing, it's about being. When you know I am the power, the doing takes care of itself. Consider this. Every great achievement in history began with someone knowing their power. They didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. They understood that conditions respond to consciousness, you see. Most people spend their lives in reaction mode, responding to circumstances, adapting to conditions. But I tell you this, when you know I am the power, you create circumstances, you determine conditions. Consider what happens when you approach each moment from this consciousness. You no longer see problems as obstacles, you see them as opportunities to demonstrate your creative power. Let me tell you about the transformation that occurs in your financial world when you embody these words. Money ceases to be something you chase and becomes something you attract through your consciousness of abundance. Most of you have been programmed to believe that success requires struggle. But when you declare, I am the power, you understand that success is simply the natural expression of your consciousness. You see, these 4 words completely transform your relationship with time. When you truly know I am the power, you cease postponing your good to some future date. Think about this. Every time you say, when I have this, then I'll be powerful, you're denying your present power. You're placing your power in external conditions. Let me share with you what happens when this consciousness becomes your natural state. The entire experience of reality shifts. What seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your past failures, your present limitations, your future uncertainties. But I tell you this, all these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten its power. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There's no middle ground. When you truly grasp these 4 words, you cease giving power to anything external. Let me share with you the final and most crucial understanding about these 4 words. When you declare I am the power, you are making the ultimate declaration of independence from all external influences. You see, tonight marks a turning point in your life. From this moment forward, you will never again see yourself as powerless. You will never again give your power away to circumstances, to other people, or to past experiences. Consider this moment right now. As you sit here absorbing these words, you have a choice. You can continue living as you have been, seeing power as something outside yourself, or you can claim your true identity by knowing I am the power. Let me tell you what your world will look like when you fully embody these words. Everything that once seemed like an obstacle will become a stepping stone. Every challenge will become an opportunity to demonstrate your creative power. Most of you came here tonight seeking answers. But I tell you this, the only answer you need is already within you. It is the knowing, the absolute conviction that I am the power. You see, these 4 words are not just a technique or a method. They are a complete revolution in consciousness. When you truly embody them, your entire world must transform. Think about tomorrow morning when you wake up. Will you rise as the same person who came here tonight? Or will you rise knowing I am the power, ready to create your day consciously? Let me share with you this final truth. There's no power outside of you. There never was and there never will be. All power resides in consciousness, and you are that consciousness. From this moment forward, let every breath you take be a reminder that I am the power. Let every heartbeat affirm this truth. Let every step you take be from this consciousness. Remember, you are not becoming powerful. You are simply recognizing what has always been true. You are the power that creates worlds. You are the power that moves mountains. You are the power that transforms lives. Tonight, make this sacred commitment to yourself. Promise that you will never again deny your power. Promise that you will never again give your power away. Promise that you will live every moment from the consciousness that I am the power. For this promise lies your freedom. In this recognition lies your transformation. In this knowing lies everything you have ever desired. Go forth now, not as seekers, but as knowers, not as hopeful dreamers, but as conscious creators, not as victims of circumstances, but as masters. For when you know, truly know, I am the power. Nothing in this world can stand against you. Nothing can deny you. Nothing can limit you. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your power. Now rise up and claim it. Rise up and live it. Rise up and be it. For you are the power. You have always been the power. And you will always be the power. Let this be your final understanding, your ultimate truth, your eternal knowing. I am the power. And so it is.
I shall share with you 6 words that contain within them the absolute power to transform your world and attract unlimited abundance into your life. These are not mere words, they are the very seeds of creation, the living power of God in expression. The 6 words are, I am the source of all abundance. Now you might be thinking these are simple words, but I tell you with absolute conviction that within these 6 words lies the secret of all creation, all manifestation, all abundance. For you see, these words contain the 2 most powerful words in all of Scripture. I am, followed by the recognition of your true nature as the source of all abundance. Let me share with you why these 6 words hold such tremendous power. First, you must understand that your I am is God. This is not blasphemy. This is the deepest truth of Scripture. When Moses asked God his name, God replied, I am that I am. This I am is your true identity, your divine nature, your real self. When you speak these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, you are not making an affirmation. You are making a recognition. You are acknowledging your true identity as the creator of your world. For you see, abundance doesn't come to you. It comes through you. You are its source. Many of you come to me saying, Neville, I've tried affirmations before, and they don't work. But I tell you now, these 6 words are not an affirmation. They are a statement of absolute truth. They are a recognition of who you really are. And when spoken with understanding and feeling, they must produce results. Let me explain why these particular 6 words are so powerful. The words I am contain within them all the creative power in the universe. Whatever follows your I am, you become. Therefore, when you say, I am the source of all abundance, you are literally becoming the source of all abundance in your experience. Consider this. Everything in your world is yourself pushed out. Every dollar in your bank account, every opportunity that comes your way, every abundant circumstance in your life, all of it is yourself pushed out. Therefore, when you declare, I am the source of all abundance, you are acknowledging this fundamental truth. Now, here's what's fascinating about these 6 words. They must be spoken with feeling, not with emotion, but with the feeling of naturalness. When you speak these words, you must feel that they are true. Not that they will be true someday, but that they are true right now. Let me give you a perfect example from Scripture. When Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he wasn't making an affirmation. He was stating a fact. He was acknowledging his true identity. And this is exactly how you must speak these 6 words. Many of you might be thinking, but Neville, how can I be the source of all abundance when my current circumstances show lack? Let me tell you something. Your circumstances are only showing you your past beliefs pushed out. They have no power over your I am unless you give them that power. When you speak these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, you are literally recreating your world. For your world must conform to your I am statements. It has no choice. It is law. Let me share with you how to properly use these 6 words. First, you must speak them to yourself immediately upon waking. Before you engage with the world, before you check your phone, before you begin your day, declare with complete conviction, I am the source of all abundance. But, and this is crucial, you must feel the truth of these words as you speak them. Feel what it feels like to be the source of all abundance. Feel the naturalness of it. Feel the reality of it. For feeling is the secret. And without the feeling, the words are empty. Throughout your day, Whenever you encounter any appearance of lack or limitation, immediately speak these 6 words to yourself, not as a denial of the appearance, but as a reminder of your true identity. For you see, lack and limitation have no power in the presence of these 6 words when properly understood and felt. Consider this: every wealthy person you admire, every successful person you respect, every abundant circumstance you desire, all of it is yourself pushed out. Therefore, when you declare, I am the source of all abundance, you are acknowledging your true relationship to all abundance. Let me share with you a principle that I have tested and proven countless times. What you acknowledge yourself to be, you become. Therefore, when you acknowledge yourself as the source of all abundance by speaking these 6 words, you must become that in your experience. Many of you make the mistake of looking for abundance outside yourself. You look to your job, but I tell you now, abundance can only come through you because you are its source. These 6 words acknowledge this truth. When you go to sleep at night, let these 6 words be the last thing in your consciousness. Feel what it feels like to be the source of all abundance. Let this feeling saturate your consciousness as you drift off to sleep. For the feeling you fall asleep with tends to clothe itself in form. Let me share with you another principle. Your consciousness is the only reality. Therefore, when you fill your consciousness with these 6 words and their true meaning, you are literally creating an abundant reality. Many of you may be wondering how long it will take to see results from speaking these 6 words. Let me tell you, the results are instant in consciousness. The outer manifestation will follow according to the naturalness of the way. But the change in consciousness is immediate when these words are properly understood and felt. Consider this: every time you speak these 6 words with understanding and feeling, you are literally restructuring your entire universe. For your universe is your consciousness pushed out, and these words, when properly understood, completely transform your consciousness. Let me share with you how to maintain the consciousness of these 6 words throughout your day. Whenever you handle money, whenever you engage in business, whenever you think about finances, immediately remind yourself, I am the source of all abundance. But remember, these words must never become mechanical. They must always be spoken with understanding and feeling, for it is the understanding and feeling that gives them power, not the mere repetition of the words. Many of you may be thinking, but never, what about my current bills, my current debts, my current financial obligations? Let me tell you something: when you truly know yourself as the source of abundance, these things are transformed, for they must conform to your new consciousness. Let me share with you another principle: what you consciously assume, you must become. Therefore, when you consciously assume the truth of these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, you must become that in your experience. Consider this: every wealthy person you've ever known, every successful person you've ever met, every abundant circumstance you've ever witnessed, all of it came from consciousness. And these 6 words, when properly understood and felt, create the consciousness of unlimited abundance. Let me share with you how to handle doubt when it arises, and it will arise. When doubt appears in your mind, do not fight it. Instead, gently but firmly remind yourself, I am the source of all abundance. Feel the truth of these words. Feel the reality of them. Feel the naturalness of them. Many of you make the mistake of trying to convince yourself of these words. But I tell you now, you do not need to convince yourself of what is already true. You only need to recognize it, acknowledge it, and feel it. When you speak these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, you are not trying to make something true. You are acknowledging what is already true. For you see, you are already the source of all abundance. You just haven't recognized it yet. Let me share with you another principle: your outer world must conform to your inner conversations. Therefore, when you make these 6 words your constant inner conversation, your outer world must become abundant. Consider this: every dollar that exists in the world, every opportunity that presents itself, Every abundant circumstance that appears, all of it is consciousness made visible. And these 6 words, when properly understood and felt, create the consciousness of unlimited abundance. Many of you may be wondering what to do if you don't see immediate results from speaking these 6 words. Let me tell you, continue speaking them with understanding and feeling. For the law is absolute. What you consciously assume, you must become. Let me share with you how to make these 6 words more powerful with each passing day. Every time you speak them, deepen your understanding of their meaning. Feel more deeply the truth they contain. Let them become more and more natural to you. Consider this: every time you speak these 6 words with understanding and feeling, you are literally recreating your entire financial world. For your financial world is nothing more than your consciousness of abundance pushed out. Let me share with you another principle. What you feel real is real in effect. Therefore, when you make these 6 words feel real to you, they must become real in your experience. Many of you may be thinking, but Neville, these are just words. Let me tell you something, there is no such thing as just words. Words are the instruments of creation. And these 6 words, when properly understood and felt, are the most powerful creative instrument you can use. Let me share with you how to use these 6 words in specific situations. When you receive a bill, speak these words. When you check your bank balance, speak these words. When you think about your financial future, speak these words. But remember, you must always speak them with understanding and feeling, for it is the understanding and feeling that gives them power, not the mere repetition of the words. Consider this: every abundant circumstance you desire already exists in consciousness. And these 6 words, when properly understood and felt, align you with that consciousness. Let me share with you another principle. What you declare yourself to be, you must become. Therefore, when you declare, I am the source of all abundance, you must become that in your experience. Many of you may be wondering how these 6 words can possibly transform your financial world. Let me tell you, they transform your consciousness, and your consciousness transforms your world. Let me share with you how to make these 6 words your constant companion. Write them where you can see them. Speak them whenever you think of them. Feel their truth whenever you remember them. Consider this: every time you speak these 6 words with understanding and feeling, you are literally rearranging the entire universe according to your new consciousness of abundance. Let me share with you another principle. Your consciousness is the only reality. Therefore, when you fill your consciousness with these 6 words and their meaning, you are literally creating an abundant reality. Many of you may be thinking, but Neville, what about the economy? What about the market conditions? What about the external circumstances? Let me tell you something, none of these things have power over your consciousness unless you give them that power. Let me share with you how to maintain the power of these 6 words even in the face of contradictory circumstances. Remember, circumstances are only showing you your past consciousness pushed out. Your new consciousness, created by these 6 words, will create new circumstances. Consider this: every time you speak these 6 words with understanding and feeling, you are literally recreating your entire relationship with abundance. Let me share with you another principle. What you claim yourself to be, you must become. Therefore, when you claim, I am the source of all abundance, you must become that in your experience. And that, my dear friends, is the power of these 6 words. Not because they are magical, but because they acknowledge the truth of who you really are. Not because they are affirmations, but because they are recognition. Remember this: you are the source of all abundance. These 6 words only acknowledge this truth. Therefore, speak them daily, speak them with understanding, speak them with feeling, and watch your world transform. So what will you do with these 6 words? Will you continue to seek abundance outside yourself? Or will you acknowledge yourself as its source by speaking these words with understanding and feeling? The choice is yours, but the law is absolute. What you consciously assume, you must become. Therefore, assume the truth of these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, and watch your world transform. Let me share with you an even deeper truth about these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance. They contain within them the complete understanding of the 3 great secrets of manifestation: identification, externalization, and persistence. First, there is identification. When you speak these words, you are identifying yourself with the very source of abundance, not with the effects of abundance, but with its cause. This is crucial, my dear friends, for most people identify themselves with the effects: their current bank balance, their current circumstances, their current limitations. But these 6 words identify you with the cause of all abundance. Consider what this means. Every time you speak these words with understanding, you are literally shifting your identity from one who receives abundance to one who creates abundance. This is not a small shift. It is a complete transformation of consciousness. Let me share with you how this identification works at the deepest level. When you say I am, you are using the divine name. And when you follow it with the source of all abundance, you are completing that divine name with your highest understanding of your true nature. Many of you may be thinking, but Neville is just presumptuous. Let me tell you something that my teacher Abdullah taught me years ago. He said, Neville, you cannot presume what you already are. You can only acknowledge it or deny it. Let me share with you the second great secret contained in these 6 words, externalization. You see, when you declare, I am the source of all abundance, you are not just making an internal statement. You are setting in motion the law of externalization, whereby your consciousness must project itself into your world. Think about this carefully, my dear friends. Every single object in your world, every circumstance, every dollar in your bank account, all of it is your consciousness externalized. Therefore, when you fill your consciousness with these 6 words, properly understood and felt, you are literally recreating your entire external world. Many of you struggle with this concept because you think externalization takes time. But I tell you now, it is instantaneous in consciousness. The outer manifestation appears to take time only because of our attachment to what we call natural law. But I tell you, the only law is consciousness. Consider the story of the fig tree in Scripture. When Jesus spoke to it, it appeared unchanged in the moment. But by the next day, it had withered from the roots. This is how externalization works. It begins instantly in invisible realm of consciousness and then works its way into visible manifestation. Let me share with you how this principle of externalization works with these 6 words. When you say, I am the source of all abundance, you are not trying to change anything in the outer world. You are establishing a new truth in consciousness. And once established in consciousness, it must externalize itself. This is where most people make a crucial mistake. They speak words trying to change their outer world directly. But I tell you now, you cannot change the outer world directly. You can only change consciousness. And consciousness will change your world. Let me give you a deeper understanding of how this works. When you speak these 6 words, I am the source of all abundance, you are literally planting a seed in the garden of your mind. And just as a physical seed contains within it everything necessary to produce its fruit, these 6 words contain within them everything necessary to produce abundance. But, and this is crucial, you must allow this seed to take root in consciousness. You must water it with understanding and nourish it with feeling. For feeling, my dear friends, is the fertilizer of manifestation. Many of you come to me asking, Neville, how long must I speak these words before I see results? And I tell you now, the results are instant in consciousness. The moment you speak these words with true understanding and genuine feeling, the transformation begins. Let me share with you the third great secret contained in these 6 words, persistence. Now, When I speak of persistence, I am not speaking of mechanical repetition. I am speaking of persistent identification with the truth these words contain. Consider this. Every great oak tree was once a tiny acorn. But that acorn didn't become an oak tree by wishing or hoping or even by positive thinking. It became an oak tree by persistently being what it was, the source of an oak tree. This is exactly how these 6 words work. When you say, I am the source of all abundance, you are not trying to become something you are not. You are persistently identifying with what you already are. Let me share with you something profound about persistence. Most people think persistence means repeating words over and over. But true persistence is about maintaining a state of consciousness. When you speak these 6 words with understanding and feeling, you are entering a state of consciousness. Your task is to persist in that state. Many of you may be wondering how to persist in this state when your outer world shows no immediate change. Let me tell you something, your outer world has no choice but to change when you persist in the proper state of consciousness. It is law. Consider the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. For 6 days, nothing appeared to change, but they persisted in their consciousness of victory. On the 7th day, the walls fell. This is how persistence works. You maintain the consciousness until the outer world conforms to it. Let me share with you a deeper principle about these 6 words. They are not just words. They are a complete statement of truth about your relationship with abundance. When you say, I am the source of all abundance, you are acknowledging your true position in the universe. Think about this carefully. Most people see themselves as recipients of abundance. They think abundance comes to them from some external source. But these 6 words completely reverse that perspective. They acknowledge you as the source. That's the message I want to leave with you tonight. Not because it's easy, but because it's true. Not because it's simple, but because it's powerful. Not because it's what you expected to hear, but because it's what you needed to hear. Remember, these 6 words will transform your world when properly understood and felt. Every single time. And isn't that worth thinking about?